Life has funny timing. Sometimes rejection is the universe clearing the runway for your takeoff. Welcome back to Splendid Tales, where humiliation becomes history and dignity always wins. If you love powerful comeback stories, hit like, subscribe, and let's get into today's story. Susan Kingsley walked into Riverstone High School with hope in her heart and paint on her fingertips. She didn't wear designer clothes or arrive in a luxury car. She preferred simplicity. Braids tied with a brown ribbon, a thrifted denim jacket, and her sketchbook always hugged to her chest. To everyone else, she looked ordinary. To some, she looked less than. But no one knew her grandfather built half the tech systems the country relied on. No one knew her last name, silently sat on hospital wings, scholarships, and foundations worldwide. Susan didn't want privilege. She wanted to earn her dream. That's why she stood confidently in front of the school art committee, portfolio in hand, hoping for the scholarship she had worked for, not bought. She opened her art folder. Soft gasps filled the room, vivid portraits, soulful eyes, history blended with dreams. Even the walls seemed to breathe. Then the lead judge whispered to another, loud enough for her to hear. Open quote. She's talented, but we need someone who represents the right image. Parents won't like her type being the face of our program. Close quote. A soft dagger disguised as a sentence. Susan stood silent, heart steady, voice calm. They didn't just say no, they tried to erase her worth. Her only response, a quiet smile, the kind that says, open quote, you'll regret this, close quote. If you're feeling her strength already, drop A in the comments and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Whispered hate, quiet fire rejection. Travels fast, especially when people want to believe they're better than you. By lunchtime, Susan couldn't walk 3 steps without hearing whispers. Open quote, she really thought she'd get it? Art doesn't change the fact she's not our brand. Some people need to know their lane. Close quote. They didn't just reject her, they performed it. Trevor and his friends sat at the popular table laughing loud enough for the whole cafeteria to hear. Next scholarship, best charity case, he shouted, raising his juice box like a trophy. His girlfriend added, honestly, she should be grateful they even let her apply. Phones recorded. Smirks spread. The humiliation was public, deliberate. And Susan? She sat alone beneath a window where sunlight painted gold across her sketchbook. Her shoulders didn't slump, eyes didn't water. She calmly sketched, slow, controlled strokes, capturing a phoenix rising from ashes. Because she knew something they didn't. Pain can either crush you or crown you. A teacher quietly passed her, whispering, don't let them dim your gift. Susan smiled, soft, unbothered, dangerous in the most graceful way. They thought they broke her. They were only sharpening her future headline. The next morning, Meadow Ridge High buzzed louder than a generator during blackout season. Screens still replayed the cafeteria humiliation. Students sipped drama like breakfast juice. They expected Susan to sneak in ashamed, hood up, head low. Instead, she walked through the front doors glowing, soft curls bouncing, navy blazer crisp, sketchbook tucked under her arm like destiny itself, calm, elegant, dangerous with silence. Trevor spotted her and smirked. Well, look who's back. Ready for round two, Charity Princess? Phones came out again. Everyone braced for embarrassment, part two. But something was different today. A sleek black Maybach rolled into the school lot so quiet it felt like the world inhaled. Doors opened. Security stepped out first. Tailored suits, earpieces, the type that blink once and governments move. Then a woman emerged, grace wrapped in wealth, Susan's mother. Everyone froze. Even the gossip oxygen paused. Sweetheart, she said warmly, handing Susan a portfolio case embossed in gold. The Smithsonian team emailed again. They loved the early concepts. Your grandfather says to call after school. He wants to discuss the exhibition launch venue. Silence. A girl whispered, Smithsonian? Wait, the museum? Trevor's face drained. His girlfriend dropped her phone. Coaches stood straighter. Teachers blinked like Wi-Fi reconnecting. And Susan? She simply smiled, tiny and lethal. Oh, and for those watching, she said softly, turning to the crowd, turn humiliation into fuel. Let them laugh early so you can win loudly later. She winked at a phone recording. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're inspired. Her time was coming. Their regret was warming. 2 weeks later, Meadow Ridge High had quietly changed. Whispers turned to stares. Those same students who laughed now studied Susan like she was mourning scripture. The day the museum invitation arrived, she brought copies for the art teacher. Not to flex, but to uplift. Cameras flashed and reporters gathered outside. Susan, calm and regal as sunrise, walked past Trevor, who now hid behind lockers like shame itself had elbows. His voice cracked. I didn't know who you were. She paused, eyes soft but firm. You didn't need to know who I was, she replied. You only needed to treat me like a human. Gasps. Then she smiled and waved at a recording phone, voice warm. If you believe real character always wins, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Susan left the hallway glowing, not because she won, but because she never let hate rewrite her worth. This is Splendid Tales, where humiliation flips into history. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.